What's poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game. Man, you already know how the motto goes. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to go. Now, as I always say, you can live in the life that has been faithfully designed for you, or you can have the ability to create the path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So, before I get into the title of my video, I want to give a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So look, the title of this video is going to be on the fact that we have been misled for almost over 45, I think, thousand years of the same systematical programming that has kept everybody in a certain loop to where they didn't have the ability to think for themselves. And let me explain to you how we have been misled. For one, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, are still stuck in this time loop. So they're controlled systematically by a trigger that keeps them trapped into a certain way of thinking, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard to break out until they want to get on the other side of the coin. So for instance, for years they have been misleading people, even me, to believe that God is a man that you pray to up in the sky, you know what I'm saying? And I've spoke on this topic before, but then a lot of men turn that into believing that they were God. Listen, let me explain something to you. God, Allah, whatever religion you decide to pray to is all a form of the universe, meaning we are connected through water, trees, grass, animals, birds, everything that forms this planet that you do not have to pay for, that was already here when the first human was created, is the universe, aka God. And once you balance out your energetic frequency, you will be aligned up with those things, which means you will start to discover your purpose of why you were born and put onto this earth. And oftentimes that's a hard thing for people to understand, because a lot of people, even me at one time in my life, couldn't understand why I was even born due to the struggles mentally I was facing, until I figured out how to discover myself in the midst of the program template that the people before you put over you to make you believe that that's what your life is. You know what I'm saying? But it's a greater purpose out there for everyone. It's just you got to get rid of your fears and your blockages to be able to get closer to your purpose. And oftentimes people are just willing to hide and run away and forget and act as if the things deepest to them do not trigger them. And let me explain to you how it double backs in your life, you know what I'm saying, in a series of ways. So again, God is an energetic frequency, which is the energy of the masculine energy, which is, you know, power, assurance, money, and then the feminine energy, which is, you know, the caring, soft, compassionate aspect of yourself. When you balance both of those out together, you become balanced. Oftentimes we're born into a world where we have one or the other, too much of one or the other, due to the programming of the people before us in our family who didn't know how to get over some triggers or wounds that hurt them so bad that they weren't able to forgive the past and move forward. You know, so oftentimes there are men and women who create these churches, and they present to us as if they are these people that have been saved by God. And sometimes they are, but a lot of times people use that to cover up their demons. It's real easy to portray and be nice in your face to get what I want, to only in turn backstab you when you tell me no. You know what I'm saying? So again, the whole being baptized thing, you know what I'm saying? Being thrown back into the water and coming out. Listen, it doesn't matter if you go to church for 100,000 years and you get baptized every time. that still will not change the fact that you have wounds that you refuse to heal. That has nothing to do with it. It is just an image that they present to get us mind controlled into believing that. You know what I'm saying? Because they have taken the real spirituality of God and turned it into something man-made for themselves. Anybody that truly, honestly moves in the way of God knows that they live for themselves. In turn, that turns to living for others. But it's an energetic thing, so you can't see it. A person that really truly moves in the spirit of God does not control others, because they know that the real power is in controlling yourself, which means understanding and acknowledging triggers and pains in the past that have hurt you and kind of made up a identity for you without discovering your own identity. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get closer to understanding who you are and balancing out your energetic frequency so you can live out your life's purpose. You know what I'm saying? So again, that is actually piecing the pieces together and being able to look back on your life and take out the things that you thought were you but were not really you. For instance, I'm gonna throw a little bit of my experience in there. The fact that I grew up in a very masculine dominated environment, you know what I'm saying, on both sides. For instance, my father's side of the family, drugs and jail, that's they thing, you know what I'm saying. And then my mom's side of the family, it was just aggressiveness, not being able to understand the feminine aspect of yourself. It was just all aggressive, meaning I have to be a certain way, put on a certain face to be able to hide who I really am so that I don't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until I sat with myself and I completely ditched everything. I'm talking about the drinking, the smoking cigarettes, the manipulation, the lying, the getting over, the finessing. You know what I'm saying? And I took all that out and I actually was able to like stand in my truth, like tell the truth about everything. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if there's things in my life that I'm embarrassed about and I don't want to tell nobody, I'm truthful enough to own it, because I know now that it's someone out there that has also experienced that. But right now, they're sitting somewhere getting stoned high with no direction in life because they're too embarrassed to admit it. As whereas with me, I've come to the understanding that it wasn't just you who went through that. It was a ton of other people that went through it before you and will go through it after you. But you owning that is what gets you closer to that energy of God than denying it and act like it don't exist. I think that's the true problem in the world these days. You know what I'm saying? Is the fact that oftentimes people can remember what they want to remember. People can, you know what I'm saying, realize and understand and learn what they want to learn, but it's just a whole game, I think, truly of emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation right now is got the world in a stronghold. People don't know the difference between who's who and who's not. You know what I'm saying? Because people can tell you whatever. You got to be able to, you know what I'm saying, actually look through a person's eyes and see their soul to be able to tell, you know what I'm saying, the demons that live there and the ones they're working through. And in order to do that, you have to be able to know yourself, you know? It's an energetic frequency that ties you to all things of the planet. It is not a man in the sky, you know what I'm saying, that you align with or pray to. Because again, like I said in the past videos, I know people that went to church all their life, and they are some of the most ugliest people that will stab you in your back when ain't nobody looking. But the thing is, they lie a lot, meaning they'll lie and portray like life was good for them because they're too ashamed and embarrassed to admit that they grew up in environments that they're not happy, and it turned them into a certain type of person. And again, that's up to them and their higher self to be able to acknowledge that you're not the only one. You know what I'm saying? And it was due to the programming and the change not broken by the people before you, who basically painted an identity for you. And you grew so accustomed to it that you made it you. And it's really not you for real. You know what I'm saying? And now you're so lost, you have no idea who you are. And then what happens is you get into the customs of life, and then you have kids, and because you don't know who you are, you pass on your genetic imprint of who you thought you were onto them. Because again, you got to really think about it. People who are not happy, I don't care who you are, don't want to see other people happy. I know a lot of moms who hate on their daughters because, you know what I'm saying, they could be happier in life than they are. They might got the perfect relationship, or, you know what I'm saying, they may have the good family unit, the good job, and they ain't sitting around doing nothing, and they jealous. You know what I'm saying? Some dads be jealous of their sons because they may have the life that they always dreamed of themselves. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to actually looking at people for people without the labels, doesn't matter who it is, people who have rough lives and feel like they could have got a better hand, they turn into these people that are not happy for nobody. But they also are smart enough to know that no one would like them, so they know how to hide it really good. You know what I'm saying? To where you don't even know. And then it won't be until at some point later on you start to see their triggers. You know what I'm saying? You'll see someone's triggers in how they live their life. Whatever it is in their soul that they haven't gotten over, it will show in some aspect of their life. Like maybe the person that they're soul tied to or in a relationship with, and that person may do them bad and they can't leave because it's a wound inside of them that they're refusing to heal or even look at or acknowledge. And anytime someone brings it up to them, they get upset and angry. You know what I'm saying? And that's what stops you from getting into, you know what I'm saying, the God-like frequency that helps elevate you. That's all what it is. But it's hard to explain to a lot of people because oftentimes people are okay with hiding the deepest parts of them and basically looking inside of other people who may have wounds to help them heal. Two broken people can't heal. You know what I'm saying? You got to do that separately and then come together. There's no way, you know what I'm saying, I will allow myself now currently to be in a relationship with someone who's broken, because oftentimes that person is like a predator. They only want you for what they don't have. You know what I'm saying? And then after they willed you in, it becomes so toxic that you start to question who you are and your character. And listen, you don't even got to be in a relationship. It's so many people in a fog that they do it to you now. You know what I'm saying? It's almost as if like people lie so much, it's almost like you got to have your phone to record so you can be able to be aware of the fact that the last time they talked to you, they lied about something. But then you bring it up to them, you know what I'm saying, and they'll really act as if they didn't lie. And it's confusing if you don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You'll believe it. It'll brainwash you to think a certain way. But if you really truly know who you are, it gets to a point where it don't even faze you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got time for what you're talking about because you done already manipulated and lied to me already. You know what I'm saying? And once I know that about you, you can't get me to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a manipulator and a liar. And you know you are. That's how you live your life. It's beneficial for you. And in order to regain the control that you want, you have to let go of the control. And a lot of people don't understand that. You know? A lot of people are caught up in the illusion that they have painted for their life and the power that they get from it. And once they start to learn that the very things that you get power from, if you cut them off and take that power and bring it back to yourself, you'll get that very exact same thing, except you don't got to be fake. You could be real now. And it's going to be times where people don't get along with, you know what I'm saying, the things you like to do, but that's fine. Listen, being attached to somebody 24/7 is toxic. It gets to a point where you got to pull away. You got to be able to do your own thing because, you know what I'm saying, being around someone 24/7 all the time, if not healed, is very toxic and dangerous. You know what I'm saying? You have to be healed. Because if you're not, I promise you, toxicness is right around the corner. And it takes time. You know what I'm saying? People want microwave fast results. And that's just not the way the world is, you know? So again, understanding and realizing that a lot of the way that God is materialized is man-made. You know what I'm saying? Of what someone conformed and written down and twisted it to make it fit whatever scenario they needed for their own power and control. When in reality, if you are really someone that's in tune with God, you know that it's not about controlling nobody. You know, it's about controlling who you are, and the fact that your energy is so loud, it speaks volumes that people will automatically give you the things that people try so hard to get by forcing someone. You naturally get it. And again, people that are in tune with God don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Because they really look out for the benefit of other people. You know what I'm saying? But they now have just figured out a way to take their energy and give it back to them. Like, you will no longer pull from me and drain me, but don't give me nothing in return. What I do is, or for anybody out there, is I can see where you may have not be strong at, and you might take my energy and drain me and then don't give me nothing back in return. So I'm gonna cut it off. And people can say it's mean. No, it's not mean. It's just I'm not giving you what you want. You know what I'm saying? To benefit you. And people feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? And then all types of tricks start jumping out the bag. Mysterious stuff start happening. You feel me? Because really it be somebody who really is like in their demon spirit. And when you're in a demon spirit, they sneaky, they conniving, they liars, they manipulators. They'll sell you a dream just to get you to believe it. You know what I'm saying? So that it helps them win. Instead of trusting and knowing that when you work with God and you are in tune with God, you don't move until he say so. You know? You don't put your trust in no man, because he'll lead you wrong if you let him. And that comes down all the way to healing. You know what I'm saying? A healthy human being, regardless if it's a child, a teenager, a man, a woman, won't want to see anyone drown. They all want to see everybody make it. You know what I'm saying? And you got to really think how the picture is so distorted these days, because everybody's trying to hold on to that little bit of power that they'll do whatever they can to try to change anybody's perception of how they think if they have an open mind. You know what I'm saying? And they think for themselves. I'm going to trick you any way I can to let you know that you aren't who you say you are. You have to really believe you are who you say you are. And you don't hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? You ain't breaking the law. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting yourself in trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's not what people want you to be. And so they're going to throw darts in your way. Figure it out anyway. You know what I'm saying? The more we figure out who we are, the better it'll survive. So don't get tricked. You know what I'm saying? Some of the things, a lot of the things in the Bible are correct. But it's up to you and your own understanding of what you believe those things to be. Because understanding and knowing that energy is invisible, you can't see it. People oftentimes don't even realize that it has nothing to do with power. It has everything to do with the fact that you have to heal your wounds to become at one and at peace with yourself, which means you have to shed everything that people told you who you were and find yourself. And sometimes people don't want to lose that control because they too jealous. They too envious, you know what I'm saying, of someone making it to the punch before they did. God don't make no mistakes. You know what I'm saying? The universe, should I say. The universe is always watching and looking. The spirit, you know what I'm saying? Your ancestors that passed away come back as animals. Like, you're always being watched. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, never be misguided into misunderstanding that for a long time it's easy to brain control a human, especially one that don't know themselves. I know a lot of adults, when they can't, the adult is too strong, they go for the kids. You feel me? Because children are more easier to manipulate than adults once they become too strong. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, but it's the real of life. So you have to truly believe how now we're at a time and space where these systems are breaking down and people are getting to see the real, that the true, honest, real power of God is within yourself, not from nobody else. So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.